Pokemon Scarlet and Violet introduced a new feature, Paradox Pokemon. These are exciting Pokemon from different timelines with unique types, movesets, and designs that make them stand out from their present-day counterpart. In Scarlet, they are ancient Pokemon from the past, while in Violet, they are futuristic Pokemon from the future. However, they share the same ability. The Scarlet Paradoxes having proton synthesis, which boosts their highest stat under the sun, while the Violet Paradox Pokemon having the ability Quark Drive, which does the same thing but under electric terrain. In this video, we'll be giving these Pokemon new hidden abilities that match their designs and concepts and useful competitively. Starting with the future Paradox Pokemons because they are my favorite. The first Pokemon is Iron Threads, the future form of Donphan with the typing of ground and steel. It's the only steel type among the future Paradox Pokemon, even though all of them have the word iron in their name. After going through all their abilities, I found a really cool and fitting one for Iron Threads. Full Metal Body. This ability makes sense because it's literally made out of metal. Full Metal Body is the signature ability of Solgaleo for some reason, and it prevents other Pokemon's moves or abilities from lowering the Pokemon stat. This means abilities like Intimidate and moves like Parting Shot won't work on this Pokemon. It's really cool and fitting for Iron Threads. Next up is Iron Bundle, our future Uber Paradox Pokemon. Iron Bundle is the future form of Delibird and has a typing of ice and water. A great offensive type. When I looked at its design, the ability Slush Rush came to mind, which doubles its speed under snow. However, Iron Bundle already has a base speed of 136, making it one of the fastest mods in the tier, so using Quark Drive would be a better option than Slush Rush. Therefore, Slush Rush isn't that beneficial for the Santa Claus inspired Pokemon. However, that's where I got the idea. Santa Claus, Christmas, good deeds, blah blah blah, and I found the perfect ability, Soul Heart. This is the signature ability of Magirna and boosts your special attack every time you knock out a Pokemon. This ability perfectly fits Iron Bundle's design concept and can make it even more broken competitively. Iron Heads. You know what's coming. The future Paradox version of Hariyama is an electric fighting type with a lot of punching moves like Drain Punch, Thunder Punch, Ice Punch, and Fire Punch, etc. The obvious best ability for this Pokemon would be Iron Fist, which boosts punching moves by 20%. With that base 140 attack plus Iron Fist, Iron Hands is gonna hit really hard. Next up is Iron Juggalies. Juggalies? The future Paradox Pokemon of Hydreigon with the typing of Flying and Dark. This is one of the more disappointing Paradox versions as losing its Dragon typing was a big blow and now having a weakness to Stealth Rock isn't great. But Iron Juggalies has a great special attack stat of 122 and a decent speed stat of 108, enough to get the job done. However, there's another problem. Its primary stem move, Hurricane, which has a base power of 110, only has an accuracy of 70, which is really pathetic. So I thought of giving it an ability that helps with accuracy, and I found the perfect ability, Compound Ice. It literally has 6 eyes, so there's no way it's missing attacks now. I can't believe they made an even worse version of Tyrannosaur, Iron Thorns. There's a typing of electric and rock which is just terrible. Bruh. So it's really clear that Earth Eater, the signature ability of the newly introduced Earthworm, is the way to go for this Pokemon. With this ability, if Iron Thorns is hit with the ground type move, it will literally eat it up and restore its HP while the ground type move won't do any damage. By using this ability, Iron Thorns can easily set up against ground types, but still its typing is so bad that it can't pose a threat to ground types, which is really unfortunate. Ouch. Another Pokemon suffering from Earthquake Syndrome is the new Paradox version of Volcarona, Iron Moth. It has a typing of Fire and Poison, which is cool because it is no longer quad weak to Stealth Rock like its counterpart Volcarona. However, I don't understand why Game Freak didn't give it Quiver Dance. That's what Volcarona is all about. Without Quiver Dance, this bug is useless. Not giving its signature move is really disappointing, but still Iron Moth is a great offensive Pokemon. But back to the Earthquake Syndrome. How does that even hit? It's literally floating, just look at it. So it's clear that the ability Iron Moth deserves is Levitate. With this ability, Iron Moth has a complete immunity to ground types. However, with this ability, Iron Moth can't absorb Toxic Spike, but that's okay when you consider the full immunity to ground type moves it gets. Next up is Iron Leaf, the future form of Virizion. It has a less than ideal typing of Grass and Psychic, which doesn't quite fit its mechanical robot appearance. fighting would have been a much better fit. However, Iron Leaf does have a cool signature move called Side Blade. It's double in power under electric terrain, and keep in mind, it's a slicing move. Its other stand move is Leaf Blade, and it's another slicing move, so knowing this, I choose the ability Sharpness for Iron Leaf. Sharpness is a new ability introduced in Generation 9 that boosts the power of slicing moves by 50%. Not kidding. This means that both of its stam moves as well as its courage move Sacred Sword become significantly more powerful. With this ability, it could become a great offensive threat. Finally, we have Iron Valiant, the leader of the future Paradox Pokemon. Iron Valiant is a fusion of two of my favorite Pokemon, Mega Gardevoir and Mega Gallade. Iron Valiant has a powerful offensive type combination of Fairy and Fighting, making it one of the few mixed attackers in Generation 9. This means Iron Valiant utilizes both physical and special moves, making it a mixed attacker. Therefore, I went with the next best ability for a mixed attacker, Download. Download works by raising either the attack or special attack stat based on the opponent's defensive stat. If the opponent's defense is lower than his special defense, Iron Valiant will receive an attack boost. On the other hand, if the opponent's special defense is lower than his defense, Iron Valiant will receive a special attack boost. Iron Valiant could benefit significantly from this ability. If you made it this far of the video, you are probably enjoying the content, so please consider giving this video a like and subscribing to the channel for more awesome videos. Now, back to the video. Let's start with Great Tusk, the past Paradox form of Donphan. With the typing of ground and fighting, it's no surprise that Great Tusk is the best Pokemon in Gen 9 OU, even with Proton Synthesis which it rarely uses. So just imagine it with the usual ability. Great Tusk is found in a sandy area in Pokemon Scarlet, so it's fitting to give it Sand Stream. This means that Great Tusk can be used as a sand setter, and sand can be used for Pokemon like Lycanroc for offense and Garganacl for defense. Sandstream can also chip down Great Tusk opponents, which is really helpful. Next is Screamtail, the past Paradox form of Jigglypuff with the typing of Psychic and Fairy. Screamtail has a great defensive profile with good speed and decent offensive capability, so it's fitting to give it Fluffy. Just look at it. Fluffy reduces the damage taken from physical moves by half, and with this ability, Screamtail can really increase its already good defensive profile. Next, there's Brood Bullet, the past Paradox form of Among Us with the typing of Grass and Dark. Brood Bullet, not kidding, is an offensive version of Among Us. But still, it's not good as Regenerator Among Us. So to make it more useful, I thought of giving it Intimidate. Intimidate is one of the best abilities in the game because it lowers the opponent's attack. This means Brood Bullet could easily switch in and out of battle and put opponents to sleep or even threaten them back. And it's really fitting for this dinosaur mushroom thing. I'm intimidated just thinking about it. Next is Fluttermane, the past Paradox version of Mistravers with the typing of Ghost and Fairy. I love this one. Fluttermane is the Scarlet Paradox Pokemon that was immediately banned due to its great offenses and speed. It was just banned like 2 or 3 days after release. It is literally immune to Coidon. The books are legendary stuff, which is quite sick. Any ability with the name Magic would work perfectly for Fluttermane, and I thought of giving it Magic Bounce, which bounces back any status moves, so with this ability Fluttermane can easily bounce back any entry hazards, T-Waves, Toxics, and even parting shots. This would make Fluttermane an even more offensive threat. Next is Slithereen, the past Paradox form of Volcarona with the typing of Bug and Fighting. Slithereen has great stab moves with a high attack stat, so I thought of giving it Tinted Lens, which doubles the damage of not very effective moves because Slithereen has a lot. With this ability, Slithereen could easily spam moves like First Impression, U-Turn, and Close Combat. If you give it a choice ban, those attacks would hit even harder. Next is Sandy Shocks, the past Paradox form of Magneton. With the typing of Electric and Ground, the ability that comes to mind is Magnepool, which is already the ability of the Magnemite Light. I know, giving a Ground and Electric type Magnepool is really broken because Sandy Shocks can easily trap every Steel type and KO them back. And I'm sure Sandy Shocks would be on OU if it had this ability. Coming next is Walking Wake, the newly introduced form of Suicune with the typing of Water and Dragon. Walking Wake is an amazing Pokemon under both sun and rain weathers that is with signature move Hydro Steam, which gets boosted by both weathers. Additionally, Walking Wake is quite resistant to water and fire type moves, making it a great candidate for both weathers. That's the problem, it's used on both weathers. So giving it a weather setting move like Drought or Drizzle would ruin it. So to solve this, I thought of giving it another broken ability, Water Bubble. Water Bubble is the signature ability of the Arachnid line and it combines 3 abilities. Firstly, it reduces the damage taken for 5-time moves by half, allowing Walking Wake to survive a +6 choice specs overheat from Chi-Yu, which is really mind-blowing and carry it back easily. Secondly, it doubles the damage dealt by water-time moves, which turns Hydro Steam into absurdly powerful move. It has a 56.3 chance to outgo a max special defense leftovers Ting Lu of all things with Hydro Steam under the sun. Again, mind-blowing. Lastly, this ability also prevents Walking Wake from being burned, which is not a big deal, but it could be used as a free switch-in. Overall, Water Bubble is so broken and giving it to Walking Wake would make it even more broken. Now let's move on to Roaring Moon, the past paradox form of Mega Salamence with the typing of Dragon and Dark. Roaring Moon is a great offensive Pokemon with high offensive stats and speed, and okay defenses with 105 HP and 101 special defense. Its most popular set is the Dragon Dance set, which uses stab moves like Crunch, Outrage, and Jollock. To make Roaring Moon even more powerful, I thought of giving it Adaptability, which increases the stab boost from 1.5 to 2. Actually, if you terrestrialize this Pokemon, it will give a 2.5x boost, which is really broken. A +2 Roaring Moon has a 66.8 chance to 2-hit KO a fully healthy Iron Valiant with Crunch after terrestrializing to Dark and holding the item Black Glasses. Which is just crazy because Iron Valiant is a fairy and fighting type Pokemon that quad resist Dark. So 2-hit KOing a quad resist is just mind-blowing. And that's it for this video, so if you enjoyed it, make sure to give it a like, and I recommend checking this video out where I go over the history and changes of the Aztec. See you in the next one.